Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here. Again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. Basic human rights, meaning you as a human being on this earth, you got rights. Rights of human beings. Rights of human beings. And in many instances, you do not know what they are until you find yourself being denied something that causes you pain and suffering. And that's when you know. At that time, you usually don't know what to do about it. But before us, we have presented daily different ways of life, different ways of living, different ways of pursuing life. You know, some people believe that success represents getting those resources necessary to move you forward in life. And they have made the decision that they're willing to do anything to get it. They are willing to do anything to get it. They're willing to do what others won't do. And when they will do what you won't do, and it is required if you're going to be, successful in this system, then how can you lose? Well, that's a way of living that we're confronted with every day. I think you know who they are. I mean, you might not know the individual's name, but you know what they represent. On the other hand, there are those who believe in being a little bit more fair, being a little bit more equal, believe in being a little bit more generous and compassionate. Now, really, they are both made of the same stuff, but these kind of spread it out a little bit. They're a little bit more liberal, while the others might have been conservative by trying to maintain. These are trying to stretch it out a little bit to be different. And perhaps that is the system. Some call it the bad boy cop, or good boy, or bad cop, or good cop, or any other thing you might associate it with. But basically, that's what it happens. We have what I've just referred to in America is a Republican Party, conservative, versus a Democratic Party, basically conservative too, but they're like the people that say that they're liberal, because liberal has a hug that embraces more than conservative. Conservative really not looking for any others, because the fewer they are, the better they themselves are. And the only thing that they would want in from an addition is a benefit from them. But there is also, my friends, a third way that not many of us are confronted with. We hear about it perhaps every now and then from blowing in the wind, but it's so scarce that we don't even give it that much thought, and if we do, it's just a passing. And that is, when you can do what you want, when you can live in peace and be free, prosperous and happy and joyous. When you can live your dreams. You hear me talk about this all the time. When you can have your needs, your wants, and your desires met at your choosing. And you suffer for nothing. And the only thing that, I won't say the only thing, but the things that make this type of system possible is a recognition of the boss. In America, white men want to be boss. And I'm sure in every part of the world where a dominant race is, they want to be boss. And they got their way of doing things. They got systems set up that would help them go through that process. But when we talk about the kind of things that I'm talking about, we as human beings, I'm telling you, as spokesman and advocate for basic human rights, we as human beings are going to have to acknowledge the boss. And ladies and gentlemen, whether you know it or not, you cannot see the boss. The boss is invisible. How do we know the boss? By the evidence thereof. The earth we stand on, the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, the body we live in. Coming and going. We had no control over the coming, as far as we know. We have no that much control over the going, as far as we know. So that tells us that someone else is the boss. And when you see the boss putting things together and you recognize the continuity of it, you recognize how it sustains itself, the grass, the trees, all the things that God has done. But most of all, for this particular conversation, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to recognize that this earth, that's the boss. I realize we have decided we want to take over and take all the land, we see all of that is man. All of that is man. And all of that is caught up in those first two systems that I mentioned to you. But in this particular system, all of this earth belongs to the boss. And the boss owns it. And we are the boss's creation. We are the boss's children, if that makes sense to you. And this is prepared, my friends, for us, his children. Excuse me for saying his. I don't know that God is a he. I know God is power. And so all of us, by that power, have access to this. Not only that power made it possible that everything that we do on this earth, the resources necessary to achieve that, to do that, have already been stored here. Some of it on earth, some of it in the earth, some of it above the earth. Some of it is invisible. Electricity, stuff like that, I guess. Then that's from God. For what? For the purposes that it's used for. For what? For whom? For us. You listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. Because I'm, as spokesman and advocate for basic human rights for all people, I'm tired of hearing you talk. You've been talking all your life. I'm tired of hearing you talking. Your talking ain't worth 2 pennies. Because you don't have any growth. You don't have no development. You have no maturity. You have no righteousness in it. You're just trying to be who you are separate, or trying to be your own God. But see, I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, you have to recognize, and you should, but we're really not that smart up front, because we've been trained and conditioned to be that dumb, to think that we got something going on. But that power, my friends, has provided that we can have what we want. And the power is something else. It's not like man, or humans, should I say. That power made it possible that everybody who benefits from anything on this earth gives something back to this earth. What is that you give back? You get a job or a career. But this passionate power made it possible that the job or the career that you get is one that you choose. Nobody's giving you a job. You choose the job. And you choose a job that gives you your greatest joy. I said joy, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't say billions of dollars. I said joy. You choose the job that gives you your greatest joy. Because this is what you do. This is your contribution to not just the nation, but to your brothers and your sisters. It's a gift that you get a chance to enjoy. And the world benefits. All the people benefits from it. You get a chance to enjoy. That's your joy. And out of that, you don't have to worry about anything. Peace, prosperity, all that stuff is on top. Anything that you need, food, clothing, all of that stuff is on top. That stuff that you use money for to buy, you don't have to do that now. Why? Because by participating in the process. Now you say, well, we do that now. Yes, you do. But you're under the influence of a system created by humans designed to rip you off, to exploit you, and cause you pain and suffering. That's not the God system. This is why I'm telling you we all should give God the credit and give God the authority again. God already had it, to be boss. See, if God is accepted as boss amongst the people, then we won't be trying to mess over people. We won't be trying to abuse people. Why? Because we're focusing on God. By focusing on God, we're focusing on God's system. All of this getting over on people, so this comes from man's system. I'm talking about a new system, a system that would produce this. And here's the system, as simple as it could be. Get a job, a career that you love, and participate. What does it mean? Participate in what? In everything that's going on. Some things might be new. Some things might be old. Some things might be the same thing that you're constantly providing for. See, what you're doing, you're creating goods and services for the reservoir that is accessible by all the people. All the people. When I talk about all the people, ladies and gentlemen, right now you're hoping I'm talking about America only. But I'm not talking about America only. I'm talking about human beings all over the earth. See, if I'm talking about America only, that's just like me talking about for black folks only. If I'm or me talking about for white folks only, or for me talking about Americans only. That's crazy. If I could say that and meant no more than that, I would have to be expressing my ignorance. Or if I knew better, my God, how could I be that evil? The whole point, my friend, is that we are one. We are one. How many of you have come from a big family? In that big family, everybody, as you're growing up, everybody got chores. Everybody got things to do. And it's right there in that big house where all of you sleeping in the beds, stacked on top of each other. Some of you are on the pallets. But everybody got something to do. And when the food is provided for, you eat. Somebody's provided for you. That's your earthly parent. It's a welfare. But your invisible parent has made it possible that you don't have to suffer. I want you to imagine your dream home. It could be something magnificent by the eyes of some people, or it could be a tent. But it's magnificent in the sense that it brings you satisfaction and it satisfies others. It doesn't cause them any cancerous stuff. I want you to think about it, ladies and gentlemen. You on this earth, there's no man that can order you around, nor you order any other man around. There's no man that can put you down, and you can put no other man down. There's no other man can send you into war. You can go into it, but no man can send you into it because you are a man just like any other man. And every man got the right to stand up and be a man. And when you're standing up to be a man, meaning that you're there because you want to be there. It's your decision. Nobody forcing you to do anything. You're there because that's your decision. And nobody's abusing you, and you are abusing no one. Now, what I'm talking to you about, ladies and gentlemen, sounds crazy because you don't know anything about the invisible power of God, the invisible boss. All you know is the one, Walmart and whoever, the mayor, police department, who do all of the stuff to control and manipulate you and treat you as a slave, as we all are. We all are slaves. I don't care what part you get. You know, some of you got really decent jobs and making some cash and you having a good time. Malcolm X talked about you. You're the same one as the house niggas. As long as there are those out there suffering, got nothing, and struggling, going through what they have to go through, and you smiling, talking about you missed it, that's the house nigga. Same one. But that's not to put you down. That's just to say that's just part of a process. That's a part of a system that is anti-God. Whether it intends to be or not, that's what it is. And as a spokesman and advocate for basic human rights, as a spokesman and advocate, I choose to tell you about God. And when I'm talking to you, I don't want to see an American suffering for anything. But if he is, let it be because he's trying to make sure he get the right job or the right career. But what I would say for America, I say it for people in Haiti. I say it for people in Africa. I say it for people in where? Where y'all white folks at? Anywhere. Everywhere. Why? Because that represents the God that I know. And some people say, well, maybe what if you messed up on your God? Then I would have to say this. Then if I had the authority, if some power gave me the authority to be God, then this is what I would be pursuing. Now, being pursuing don't mean that you're going to be doing it. Because you're going to do just like you're doing right now. And someone will be coming over and over again, telling you what I'm telling you now, and you will still be sticking your hand in the fire, getting burned, because you haven't learned. And because you think that you're better than anything else. So, How would I get you to change? How would I get you to change? Is it pain and suffering that would cause you to change? It will wake you up. But will it cause you to change? Pain and suffering. Will it cause you truly to change? Or will you have to carry yourself as you are and hope that the power will forgive you and that you will live in a different world, a different kind of life? Or maybe you hope that when you close your eyes, that's the end of it. No more nothing. Well, I can't answer that for you, ladies and gentlemen. As far as I'm concerned, you just have to figure that out for yourself. Make up your ending for yourself. Make up a good one. But other than that, somebody else has already made it up for you. Might as well do it yourself. But as you live, make sure your aim is to cause no pain, no suffering to anyone. And that you give of yourself to maximize the life that not only you, but every human being on the face of the earth can experience, because it's a wonderful thing. To me, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing better than that. In America, a lot of folks talk about going to heaven. Like that's some special stuff. Going to heaven. Not everybody now, but people who are religious, they talk about going to heaven. Now, it appears to me if heaven was so fantastic, if heaven was so great, and all is hell down here, you would think that those people who keep talking about going to heaven would be trying to build heaven right here. That they would advocate for the basic principles to be employed that would cause heaven to exist. Not going along with all the rules and regulations that these humans who have no respect for the reality of an invisible God, and you talking about that God, and you bending down doing everything. Now, I'm not trying to get you to stop. Yes, I am. If you're going to make the difference, you're going to have to stop doing other stuff. And when I say that, slavery and treatment of black people, it's been going on all the years that America has existed. It was before then, but I'm just saying. And some people say that they hope that in time, that the system will clean itself out. Well, we've gone through many changes, but time has not brought the kind of changes that is due. And so, those changes, I claim them for me, I claim them for everybody. But that don't make you walk in them because I claim them. That means you got to walk in them. So you got to get a relationship. It's much easier when you got a relationship with God. I'm probably going to throw this one out and not post it because it's so long. But it's only long because I kept feeling the need to say just something else to get that one that didn't hear me so clearly the last time. But I said in summary, if you got any heart, forget MAGA Trump and the Republicans. They don't mean the world no good. Just recognize that. I'm not asking you to persecute them and do anything. They just know them. Now the Democrats, in relationship to politics, a zillion times better than what MAGA is offering. So if you're going to go to the polls and vote for that. But I want you to know that let your process be between those two right now, because you do not know enough about God to even put God in the picture. You don't know anything about God to put God in the picture. I need you to chill out, relax with what the good things that the Democrats are going to do for you, and wake up. Now take advantage of this opportunity to wake up and receive the truth of God. I'm not trying to send you to a church. I'm not trying to send you through religion. I'm not trying to send you through anything except knowledge that you are not the boss. And if you are not the boss, who is? Who should be? And when you know, it'll show. That's what it's all about. An introduction to God. An introduction to God. Without a miracle, an introduction to God.